You're sitting in a quiet room with a headset on. It feels almost normal. A computer screen in front of you shows a simulated call queue. Your trainer sits just behind your shoulder, arms crossed, watching everything you do. Answer when ready, they say. You hesitate for half a second. Then click. 911. What's your emergency? A calm voice responds. Too calm. Because it's fake. This is a controlled environment, scripted calls, predictable outcomes, safety nets everywhere, lost pets, minor car accidents, practice scenarios. You follow the protocol, ask location first, confirm caller safety, dispatch appropriate units. Your trainer occasionally interrupts, slow down, repeat the address. You missed that detail. Every mistake is corrected instantly. Every call has an ending. No one dies here. You leave training after 6 hours. Slightly tired, slightly proud. You handled 32 practice calls today. You think you're ready. Because, in this room, everything makes sense. Level 2. The floor is louder than you expected. Dozens of voices at once. Stay on the line. Units are on the way. Ma'am, I need you to listen to me. Screens flashing. Phones ringing non-stop. You sit down. Put on your headset. Your trainer is still nearby, but this time they don't speak. A call comes in. You click. 911. What's your emergency? Silence. Then breathing. Fast. Shallow. Panic. A voice finally breaks through. I think someone is in my house. Your stomach tightens instantly. This isn't scripted. You follow protocol, but your voice feels different now. Less confident, more careful. You ask, where are you right now? In my bedroom, I hear footsteps. Your heart starts racing. You type the address with slightly shaking fingers, dispatching officers. Trying to stay calm. Lock the door. Stay quiet. Help is coming. You hear something through the phone. A creak. The caller gasps. Then the line goes. Quiet. Too quiet. You keep talking, because you're trained to never stop. But for the first time, you don't know how this call ends. Level 3. By month 3, the pace changes. You're no longer new, you're expected to keep up. Calls don't stop. Ever. In one shift, 8 hours, you handle 90 to 120 calls, back to back. No space between them. Car crashes, fires, fights, medical emergencies. Each one urgent, each one someone's worst moment, but you don't get time to feel it, because the next call is already coming in. You click, again and again. Your voice becomes automatic. 911, what's your emergency? You start recognizing patterns, the tone of real panic versus exaggeration, the sound of someone hiding information, the difference between confusion and danger. You get faster, more efficient. But something else happens too. You stop reacting emotionally, not because you don't care, but because you can't afford to. There's no pause button, no time to process what you just heard, because the system doesn't wait, and neither can you. Level 4. This is where everything changes. A call comes in. A woman is screaming. My husband isn't breathing. You straighten instantly. Your tone shifts, controlled, precise. Ma'am, listen to me carefully. I'm going to help you. You pull up CPR protocol. You've practiced this dozens of times. But never like this. Put him on his back. Are you with him? Yes. Place your hands in the center of his chest. She's crying, panicking. You become her focus. Push hard and fast. I'll count with you. You start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. She follows. Barely. You keep going. Do not stop. Help is on the way. Minutes pass. They feel like hours. You hear everything. Her breathing. Her panic. The sound of compressions. Then, sirens. Faint at first. Getting closer. You stay on the line until responders arrive. Then, the call ends. No closure. No confirmation. Just silence. You sit there for a second. Hands still. Heart racing. And you realize, for those minutes, you were the difference between life and death. Level 5. It doesn't happen all at once. It builds, call by call, voice by voice. You start remembering them. Not all of them, but the ones that hit differently. A child whispering for help, a man saying goodbye, a woman asking if she's going to die. You go home after your shift. Everything looks normal. But your mind isn't. You replay moments. What if I said that differently? What if I was faster? What if I missed something? Sleep becomes harder. You hear phantom ringing. You check your phone, even when it's silent. You start avoiding silence, because silence brings the voices back. Friends ask, "How's work?" You say, "It's fine," because explaining it would take too much, and they wouldn't understand anyway. Level 6. After a year or two, something shifts. The same calls that once shook you don't hit the same anymore. You're calmer, faster, more controlled, but also detached. A screaming caller doesn't spike your adrenaline like before. A crisis feels like a task. You follow steps, execute protocols, move to the next call. Efficient, reliable, professional. But inside, something is quieter, too quiet. You notice it outside of work, too. Things that used to matter don't feel as intense. You don't react the same way. You don't feel the same urgency. And sometimes, you wonder if this is strength, or something you've lost. Level 7. It comes on a normal shift, nothing unusual, until the call connects. 911. What's your emergency? A small voice answers. A child. I think something is wrong with my mum. Your entire body goes still. You shift instantly into calm mode. Okay, I'm here with you. What's your name? They tell you. You ask where they are. They don't know the address, just landmarks. You work through it. Slowly. Carefully. You guide them. Can you go check on her? You hear footsteps. Then silence. Then the child comes back. She won't wake up. You close your eyes for half a second. Then continue. You guide them to unlock the door. Stay on the line. Keep them calm. You keep talking, because your voice is the only thing they have right now. Eventually, sirens arrive. The call ends, like all calls do. But this one doesn't leave. Days pass, then weeks, then months. You forget hundreds of calls, but not this one, because it wasn't just an emergency. It was a moment where someone had no one else. Except you. You answer hundreds of calls every day. But the ones that change you forever are the ones that never hang up.